It's day 2 of TBT 2019, and this is the chase for $2 million, winner take all. And we continue this unique 3-week tournament tonight with competition from 4 regions here on ESPN here in Greensboro. It's a matchup of the 2-seed Team CP3, led by the 3-seed Power of the Paw. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome in. Brock Bowling, Nate Ross with you. And Nate, 2 more teams trying to survive and advance tonight and go to tomorrow's regional championship game.
Number 1 seed is in. Number 2 and number 3 are going to play in a minute right behind us to see who's in the finals against Team Hines to win this regional.
We'll start with Team CP3, and last night, Nate, PJ Hairston, the hero for Team CP3 in dramatic fashion during the Elam Indy.
Didn't shoot the ball great from deep, but when he did, he made a big one and won the basketball game for his team. On the other side, Gabe DeVoe had an amazing game from everywhere. The most important thing, look at the last category. He was 9 for 9 from the free throw line. His team was exceptionally good as well. That was the difference maker for them in this basketball game last night.
Let's take a look at the Greensboro regional bracket and how we've gotten to this point. Earlier today, Team Hines defeated Florida TNT to go to tomorrow's regional championship game here in Greensboro at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon on ESPN3. Team Hines plays the winner of this game, 3-seed Power of the Paw and 2-seed Team CP3. Let's take a look at the rules of the TBT. We play 4 9-minute quarters in the game. A player will be fouled out after the 6th personal foul that he commits. On the 5th foul of each quarter, all non-shooting fouls will be awarded 2 bonus free throws. FIBA goaltending rules in effect, which allow any player to make a play on the ball once it hits the rim, except on free throws. Timeouts, 3 30s, 1 full for each team. 2 of the 30s move on to the second half and carry over. And of course, the Elam ending, first dead ball, under 4 minutes to go. The game clock shuts off. Shot clock still in effect. They add 8 points to the leading team's score to set the target score. First team to reach the target score wins the game. Time now for our starting lineups. Our starting lineups brought to you by Air Force Reserve. Explore your opportunities with the Air Force Reserve. Here's a look at the starters for Team CP3, Clark, Mason, Meeks, Baldwin, and the hero last night, PJ Hairston. And for Power of the Paw, the Clemson alumni team, they go with Reed, DeVoe, Harrison, Hammonds, and Grant. The 2 head coaches on the left for the Power of the Paw, Brian Judsky, and the head coach for Team CP3 is CP3 himself, Chris Paul, the NBA All-Star, 9-time NBA All-Star, coaching in his backyard, grew up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, attended Wake Forest, now coaching here in Greensboro here tonight. Power of the Paw clad in orange and purple, and Team CP3 dressed in white with the green and yellow trim. Jure Grant will jump center circle for the Power of the Paw against Kennedy Meeks for Team CP3. Opening tap, and here we go. Team CP3 will have the opening possession of the game. It's coming off a dramatic 79-76 win last night against Tampa 2020. PJ Hairston hitting the game-winning 3 to win the game. Hairston, the hero last night, missing his first shot of the game. Jure Grant rebounds for Power of the Paw.
It's the wrong end. He made the winning basket at the other end last night.
This is the Power of the Paw Clemson alumni team coming off an 82-78 win in the night game last night against Team 23. Gabe DeVoe hitting 3 free throws to reach the target score and win the game for the Power of the Paw. Here's Baldwin driving inside. Tough shot. Rebound Hammonds for the Paw. Here comes DeMarcus Harrison for the Clemson alumni team. Pull-up jumper way short. Loose ball fought for and still loose. Picked up by Marquise Reed for the Power of the Paw. Inside to Harrison for the lay-in.
Well, the helter-skelter action, we finally got a bucket, but Power of the Paw just hung in there. Love Gabe DeVoe getting on the floor for that loose ball.
It's a Team CP3 club with a lot of guys that are natives of North Carolina. Also played college ball somewhere in this state. Here's Mason's first shot. That rims out, and Reed will rebound for the power of the paw. Reed finding a seam down low and lays it in.
First guy to ever do that, played in the ACC as well. Mark Price just split that double team that was coming and went right to the rim. Nice move.
Last night, Team CP3 was down as many as 18 points in the third quarter to the 7 seed Tampa 2020. And Nate, it looked like Tampa was going to run away with it. And Team CP3 with a monster comeback and got the win. Harrison. And the rebound by Nate Mason for Team CP3.
Harrison could have got a better shot with Kennedy Meeks on him. Nice pass.
Meeks with a jam, the assist from Dante Clark. And Team CP3 on the board for the first time here tonight. Winner of this game gets Team Hines, the 1 seed, in tomorrow's regional championship game at 3 o'clock Eastern right here on ESPN3. Grant's shot rims out. Rebound Meeks for Team CP3. Mason on the attack and scores.
A little brush screen by Kennedy Meeks, and Mason just turned the corner and went downhill right to the rim. Nice play. Simple play, miscommunication on defense.
Tie game at 4 apiece. Grant, position inside, can't drop it in. Oh, he missed a bunny. Rebound by Baldwin for Team CP3.
Got to slam that one with authority. Kind of finger rolled it.
Baldwin muscling his way inside. Can't finish this shot. Rebound Reed for the paw. Finds Harrison. Open 3. And back in rebound by Mason.
A lot of running, not a lot of points so far. Getting loose. Clear it out. There they go.
The skip pass. One Tar Heel to another. Hairston can't hit the 3. He's 0 for 2 from downtown so far tonight. DeVoe. Short. Grant, offensive rebound. Shot clock resets to 20. Hammonds a 3. Book it. He played 4 years at Clemson. Hammonds from 2004 to 2008. He has his first points of the night. The paw by 3. Near steal by DeVoe, but Clark got it back. Takes it inside, can't bank it in. Reed with the rebound. The paw has numbers, 3 on 2. Reed will pull up for the jumper. His second basket, his 4th point, and the paw leads it by 5 points.
Didn't like what they call from the bench to run a specific set. We'll see if it's productive. A little elevator play.
Shot clock at 4. Harrison realizes it, and he got fouled on the way up. On his way to the basket, he'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Instead of running the play, you got to make a play. That's what P.J. Hairston did right there. Play wasn't working, just make one, and he forced the action and got hammered. A lot of subs coming in, a hockey change for CP3 after this first one.
So P.J. Hairston will take home $150,000 if Team CP3 wins this year's TBT. His winning share will be sent with Zell. So P.J. Hairston at the line had 13 points in last night's win over Tampa 2020, including the game-winning 3. The fans stormed the court of all ages, old and young, tall and short, big and little. They all wanted to get a piece of P.J. Hairston, the hero, last night. Hairston comes out of the game, into the game. Aaron Roundtree, Sam Hunt in there, along with Waymond Wright for Team CP3.
Good job by Roundtree to disrupt the offense there a little bit.
DeVoe short of the three. Thought he got fouled. No call. Offensive rebound by Reed. Make it a Harrison. Tough turnaround. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebound Roundtree for CP3. Mason, pull up three. Got it.
In rhythm, off the dribble. You got to stop that.
His first three of the game. His second basket. He has 5 points. And it's down to a 1-point game. The Paw leads it by 1. James Reed, reverse lay-in. Yes. He had 31 points last night, 13 of 14 from the line. So far, he has 3 baskets and 6 points in this game so far.
Gladden tried to block the shot. He used the rim to his advantage.
Here's Gladden driving inside, lays it in.
Big time move. One dribble from beyond the three-point line and a layup.
His first 2 points of the night. James backs in on Roundtree. Height mismatch, goes inside anyway and draws the foul on Roundtree. And a timeout on the floor. 2:41 to go in the opening quarter. Second round action of the TBT Greensboro Regional. 3-seed Power of the Paw leads it by 1. The basketball tournament is brought to you by Puma. Back in Greensboro, Brock Bowling, Nate Ross. There is head coach Chris Paul, the head coach of Team CP3. Beloved member of this community. Born in Winston-Salem, went to high school in Clemson, North Carolina, West Forsyth High School. Went to Wake Forest for 2 years, played for Skip Prosser and the Demon Deacons at Wake Forest. Been in the NBA 14 years, a 9-time NBA All-Star. Recently was traded from Houston to Oklahoma City.
Hard to believe he's been in the league that long, 14 years. I remember him awake. You ask a young kid who Chris Paul is, he'll probably say the guy in the State Farm commercials. Yeah, I know him.
Wright missing that shot. Rebound ripped away. James had it. Loose ball foul called on Roundtree of CP3, and that's his second. So Team CP3 last night, the 2-seed, had all it could handle from 7-seed Tampa 2020. Trailed most of the game. Down 18 at one point in the third quarter. Kept chipping away at the lead. And won the game in the end on a 3-point shot by P.J. Hairston to end the Elam ending and the game in dramatic fashion, surviving and advancing to today's second round. Stallworth in there, trapped in the backcourt. He needs help and finds Hammonds, who gives it to James, and he traveled.
Good job by CP3 to throw something new at Lou Stallworth just in the game, but he handled it well, and the 2 passes later was a travel.
Gladden against Hammonds and lost the ball. Turned it over. First turnover on Team CP3. Stallworth finds Reed in the corner. Open for 3. Got fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. It's on Wayman Wright. And that's his first. This guy, Nate, Marquise Reed, is virtually automatic at the line. 13 out of 14 from the free throw line last night. Had a game-high 31 points.
He was good. So was his team from the line.
Yeah, 23 of 26 for the Power of the Paw last night. There's Brian Judsky, head coach of the Power of the Paw. That was only the second free throw made by Reed. He has one more coming.
He knew it. CP3 tried to fake everybody out by going back. The officials knew it as well.
Yeah, you got to like it when you make your free throws if you're the head coach.
89%. You're not going to lose a lot of basketball games. You make that many of them.
Third and final shot by Reed. Makes all 3. It's the largest lead of the game for the Power of the Paw, leading by 6. It is 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Roundtree for 3. That's off the lip. Out of bounds to the Paw.
Except for Grant, not a big basketball team out there for Power of the Paw, but very agile and obviously can score the rock from anywhere. Kind of like 4 out, 1 in offense. And there's the 1 in.
Defoe finds Grant. He skips it over to Reed. Shot clock at 10. Reed against Wayman Wright. Shot clock at 5. Reed needs to make something happen. Along 2, no. And the backside rebound by Wayman Wright for CP3. Wright with the floater. Way off the mark. Roundtree finds Hunt. Open 3. Book it.
Best time to shoot a threes on an offensive rebound. Everybody on the other team's going to the glass. You kick it out, he's wide open, as you just saw.
That cuts the lead in half. Is down to 3. Grant can't answer from the foul line. Rebound by Roundtree. Finds Hunt in rhythm. Another 3. Look out. Card! Ties the game at 16. It's Hunt's second 3 of the game, and CP3 is on a 6-0 run.
Fast breaks used to be run lanes and get a layup. Now it's run and stop behind the line in rhythm. Sam Hunt just showed you the result.
About a 2.5 differential. Shot clock to the game clock. There's a near steal by CP3. 8 to shoot. Run down to the backcourt by DeVoe. Shot clock at 5. Game clock at 7. DeVoe inside. Inside pass. Grant puts it up and puts it in at the shot clock buzzer. And that's the end of the first quarter of play. Helter-skelter on that last possession, but Power of the Paw made the basket, made it count. And at the end of 1 quarter of play, Power of the Paw 18, Team CP3 16. Second round action of the TBT right here on ESPN3.
TBT is taking over Chicago for championship week. 8 teams, single elimination, $2 million. Winner take all. August 1st through the 6th at Wintrust Arena. Visit thetournament.com/tickets to secure your seats today.
And the road to Chicago for the $2 million continues with early round action next weekend on ESPN3 and ESPN. Venues include Salt Lake City, Wichita, Syracuse, and Richmond. By the way, Overseas Elite, the #1 seed and the reigning champions the last 4 years, they'll be in Richmond next weekend.
Roundtree on the top of a 1-2-2 zone. Second possession in a row they played zone. It worked.
Now Roundtree back on offense into Wright's hands. Back up point guard off the bench for this Team CP3 club.
Top of his own, man, 6'8", long arms. It's hard to see around him.
Stepping out of bounds is Wayman Wright. Second turnover on CP3.
See if they do it again. Yep, same zone defense. Kennedy Meeks down the bottom. Roundtree 6'8", trying to block vision and deflect passes up top. It's somebody in that soft spot right at the foul line to turn and attack.
DeVoe, corner 3, well short. Rebound Roundtree for Team CP3.
Ball goes to the corner. Top man drops all the way to block. Roundtree got the rebound. Probably won't do it if they miss, but if they make, they'll do it. Nice cut.
Gladden had the ball taken away by Reed. Third turnover on CP3. Reed to the glass, had it knocked away. Loose ball, batted around. DeVoe's hands, his 3. It's good! That's his first points of the game, and the Power of the Ball leads it by 5. Hunt for 3. That goes in!
He likes that right side. It's second one from there.
Cuts the lead down to 2. Power of the Paw in its 5th year in the TBT. The event has been around for 6 years. Here's Reed for 3. Book it.
All right, first quarter, not a lot of points. Second quarter, we have a 3-point contest.
Yeah, both teams shot only 37% in the first quarter. And now the pace and the baskets starting to heat it up in the second quarter.
Ball goes inside, defense has to contract. You kick it back out, they can't close it out quick enough. Bingo for 3, 12 points.
This is a power of the paw club, according to general manager Nick Isabella, that is a hungry team. A lot of players on this team really want to win. Says they're small on paper, but they're able to spread out the floor and create some mismatches in the lane and outside as well. That shot missed inside by DeVoe, and the rebound controlled by Baldwin for Team CP3. Hairston draws the contact, and he's fouled. He comes up hobbling on his leg.
And he rolled that ankle a little bit.
He'll shoot 2.
Good job by Hairston to fill a lane, though, when he realized the break was over. Really good post-game press conference by him and Chris Paul. I didn't realize this. Obviously, let's see what happened first, then we'll talk about the press conference. Yep. Ooh. Yeah. He steps on Roundtree's foot and twists it a little bit. He's got the high tops on. I'm sure there's tape too. But in the post-game press conference, I didn't know this. See, he said this is the first organized basketball he has played in over 3 years. He said he didn't want to retire. He had a bunch of problems. He did retire. And now he wants to come back. And they asked him to play on this team. And he did. And yesterday's ending was the result of a lot of hard work, and he wants to continue to make the comeback. Hopefully that ankle's no big deal. He's not grimacing too much. He's going back okay.
He was fired up and emotional after the shot went in. His teammates were happy for him. The crowd rushed the floor, trying to get a piece of the hero for CP3 and PJ Hairston last night. Stallworth inside Grant. Tough shot, fade away, no. Hairston rips away the rebound for CP3. Here's Mason trying to create. Contact, no call. They play on. Hairston, a deep 3. Look out. No. Reed rips away the rebound.
Ankle doesn't hurt when you got the ball in your hands.
DeVoe had the ball poked away. It's out of bounds off of CP3. Stays with power of the paw.
He's just telling Coach, get me out of there. Speaking of PJ Hairston. Put a little ice on it, tape it up, do something. Sometimes the worst thing is to sit there. It'll tighten up on you, but they're going to look at it. Hopefully, he's walking obviously okay. They're probably going to take it back as you see him walk off the court. They'll probably retape it or at least examine it.
Here's Reed. Late acquisition by power of the paw last week. Here's Stallworth inside and scores.
Not a big man, but very powerful in the paint. Nice move to lay that one in. Played his last year at the Citadel in Charleston, South Carolina for Duger Balkman Company.
Meeks, step back, fade away, doesn't get the bounce. Rebound Stallworth for the paw. They want to run. Stallworth steaming up the floor. Euro step, lays it up, no. Rebound ripped away by DeVoe inside. Finds Reed.
A lot of orange shirts on that offensive glass. We said they weren't big besides Grant, but they pound the glass.
Stallworth, 5 to shoot. He knows it. For 3. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebound by CP3. Here's Baldwin. Got the ball poked away. It's out of bounds. Back to the power of the paw.
Stallworth went for that steal, and Baldwin pulled the ball away from him and then lost it. Lou Stallworth played at a bunch of different schools, but 1,035 points in his career, 325 rebounds, and 397 assists for a 6-footer. Pretty good.
It's a decent career. Bad pass.
Tough angle.
And angle. Second turnover on power of the paw.
You talk about how good he was, and he throws it away. That's the way life works.
He jinxed it.
Yeah, it's all my fault. I'll take credit.
Or the blame.
Roundtree guarded by Stallworth. They got to go inside of Roundtree.
Clark. Meeks, rebound, put back, no. Tapped up and missed by Dante Clark, and the rebound by the power of the paw. James to Stallworth, finds in the corner Reed. Here's DeVoe, finds a seam inside, dipsy-do, no, missed the shot, out of bounds to CP3. Checking into the game for the power of the paw, number 25, Cliff Hammonds. He replaces Marquise Reed, who gets a well-deserved break. Reed has 12 points already in this first half. He had 31 last night.
Efficiency has dropped for both teams, and you can't fault the effort. These guys are going after it hard.
Mason for three. That's way off the mark.
Meeks keeps it alive. Good job. Go inside and get out of his way.
Never hit the rim. No shot clock reset to 20. It's down to 7 already. Here's Baldwin driving, missing. Got his own rebound. Putback is good. That's Baldwin's first points of the night. Team CP3 closes the gap down to 3.
Talk about a 6-footer. Baldwin's going after the rebounds a couple, 3 times. He's only 6 feet tall. He's a tough kid. No more zone, man-to-man now.
Harrison against Mason. Leans in, and it won't drop. A lot of rim outs for both teams. Here's Baldwin. In the corner, Roundtree. He'll drive in for the layup.
The ball goes down the middle. The defense has to contract. Baldwin's in the corner. When he gets it, they fly at him. He blows by everybody. That's really smart basketball in transition.
Timeout taken by Power of the Paw. They're in a bit of a scoring drought. No points for the Power of the Paw in over 3 minutes. Timeout taken by the Power of the Paw. Still leading by 1, though, over Team CP3. You'll see some of the most original and colorful TBT uniforms this tournament, so be sure to check them all out over at tbtgear.com and treat yourself to some great-looking TBT apparel. In Greensboro, Brock Bowling with Nate Ross and the rest of our ESPN3 crew. 3:05 to go in this second quarter. Second round action of the Greensboro Regional. 3-seed Power of the Paw leading 2-seed Team CP3 by 1. Gavo got the step inside, lost it. Out of bounds, but tapped out of bounds last by CP3.
I think Clark hit it as he spun on him. That's a good call.
They lob it into Grant, fouled by Clark.
He had his arm around him as he caught the basketball. It's a simple call. You can't put a hand on him and you can't put an arm around him.
And each team with just 1 team foul in the second quarter, and we're inside of 3 minutes. Here's Reed. So far, team high 12 points in this one. Tough fadeaway. Caught by Meeks, taken by Baldwin. Baldwin, the jump stop, finds Roundtree, Clark, Meeks, the big guy. He'll step back and he'll take a 3. And it's Team CP3's first lead of the night. The 3 by Meeks, and the big fella has 5 points. That's his second basket, his first 3.
He loaded it, he locked it, and Grant never came out, so he shot it.
Grant inside, 2-hand jam.
Every big man wants to be a shooter. Every point guard wants to be a post man. That's just the way it works.
It's tied at 28. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Clark against DeVoe.
This is what they have not done like they did yesterday. Clear out the side and let the big man go to work.
Meeks over that left shoulder and drops it in.
Did that a lot in the first quarter yesterday, and it worked. Meeks is a very proficient post player.
A 9-2 run by Team CP3 gives the team in white a 2-point lead. Reed, Hammonds, open 3, no. Fight for the rebound, Baldwin clears it for Team CP3. He sprints the dribble up the floor, gliding inside, no, tap try, missed once, twice, 3 times, they can't convert, out of bounds to Power of the Paw.
That's a lot of effort by Kennedy. Meeks just couldn't get it to go down. He had 3 tips on a missed layup in transition. Good effort.
There's Brian Judsky, head coach of Power of the Paw. He's familiar with Greensboro, the city of Greensboro, former assistant at UNCG, as well as another school in the Southern Conference. He was a former assistant coach at Furman. Hammonds to Grant, guarded by Meeks. Grant, tough fadeaway over Meeks, draws the foul on Kennedy Meeks, and Grant will go to the line to shoot 2.
A lot of banging in that possession, but Kennedy Meeks got him on the hand, or on the arm, I should say, when Grant went to take the shot.
So at the line, Jure Grant. Jure Grant will take home $128,571. If Power of the Paw wins this year's TBT, his winning share will be sent with Zell. So Jure Grant at the line. His father, Harvey Grant, played at both Clemson and Oklahoma. His uncle is Horace Grant, World Championship NBA player with the Chicago Bulls and the LA Lakers.
Yeah, the guy named Jordan on his team wasn't bad. With the Bulls, not the Lakers.
He's a pretty good teammate.
He was okay. Scotty wasn't bad either.
Meeks almost lost it. He needs help. He's guarded by Grant. Still has the dribble though. Goes inside and can't finish. Roundtree the rebound. Fought for, out of bounds. It stays with CP3.
Guys like Kennedy Meeks just need to watch Tim Duncan play basketball. You're moving that quick laterally, bank the basketball. Mr. Duncan won a lot of world championships doing that. It's a simple concept, but it works. Just bank the ball.
Hunt, quick shoot 3, no. Fight for the rebound, people diving for it. Meeks is there, had it blocked, but a foul called on DeVoe.
That's great hustle by Roundtree to get on the floor, keep the possession alive, and now Kennedy Meeks going to go to the free throw line because of Roundtree's effort. Shot goes up, now it's on the ground. Who's going to get it? Roundtree gets down on the floor and tries to save it. Meeks finishes. DeVoe gets him from behind. Without Roundtree getting on the deck, that's Power to Paw basketball.
So Kennedy Meeks at the line, played 4 years for the North Carolina Tar Heels, 2013 to 2017, made 2 Final Fours, won a national championship with the Tar Heels in 2017. And he had over 1,000 rebounds at UNC, 1,052 rebounds to be exact. Pretty impressive stat, over 1,000 rebounds in your career.
A lot of work. That's a lot of work inside against big bodies in a very good league in the ACC. Summer team with a couple NBA teams, but last year averaged 15 and 11 in Japan. That's pretty good too.
So 26 seconds to go in the half. Shot clock turned off. Power of the Paw trying to end the second quarter on a good note. It has missed 6 of its last 7 shots from the feet. Reed got the step inside, left-handed, scores.
Great hesitation move, change of speed.
Reed has 14. 4 seconds to go in the second quarter. Mason had it knocked away. Taken by the Paw. Back to Mason. Into the second quarter. Halftime is here.
Real good finish by Power of the Paw to score and get a stop and walk in the locker room with a little confidence.
Halftime is here. The halftime score. It's Team CP3 32, Power of the Paw 31. You're watching the basketball tournament from the Greensboro Regional on ESPN3. Back in Greensboro, North Carolina, the Greensboro Regional 2019 TBT, the chase for the $2 million prize. Halftime score in second round action. It's Team CP3 leading Power of the Paw 32-31 at the break. And welcome back, everyone. Brock Bowling, Nate Ross with you. And Nate, neither team shot the ball all that well in the first half, but still a high octane offense as far as getting up and down the floor, and a high energy game.
They didn't shoot it well, but they shot it exactly the same. Both teams 11 for 33 from the field. 1-point game, couple more threes on one end, couple more free throws on the other end. A lot of action, not a lot of production. That's what halftime's about, make some adjustments.
So the winner of this game tonight takes on the team that won earlier tonight in the first game. Team Hines, the number 1 seed, held on to beat Florida TNT.
Nick Kalathis with a great finish there, and then big-time free throws down the stretch to seal the deal. Number 1 seed on to the finals.
So here's a look at the updated bracket. Team Hines defeated Florida TNT 91-82. Team Hines, the 1 seed, advances to tomorrow's regional championship game here in Greensboro. 3 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN3. We'll have it for you. Team Hines plays the winner of this game between Power of the Paw and Team CP3. Halftime score, Team CP3 leads Power of the Paw 32-31. Back in Greensboro, halftime score in this second round game of the TBT. It's Team CP3 leading Power of the Paw 32-31 at the break. And welcome back, everyone. Brock Bowling, Nate Ross with you. And Nate, what did you take away from the first half?
Well, effort was outstanding on both teams. I think both coaches, that's the first thing you tell them. Coach Krem's always taught me, tell them something positive, then they'll pay attention to what you tell them when they did something wrong. But the effort was outstanding both ways. The execution, not so much. They didn't make enough shots. Maybe a couple more sets to start for each team. Kennedy Meeks had 9 points, get the ball inside to the big guy, but it's more about execution because there's 2 quarters away from being in the finals. The execution is going to win this basketball game, in my opinion.
Well, the team leading is Team CP3 by 1, and Team CP3 led by Sam Hunt, some outstanding outside shooting.
Yeah, Sam Hunt had 9 points. He's got 3 from deep, and you can see right there on that one, nobody within 10 feet of him. A little closer because he was so deep on that one, but when he gets it in transition, he gets it in rhythm, and he hits shots. He might be a factor in transition, but I think they can set him up for threes as well, coming off screens in various sets.
Identical field goal shooting numbers, each team making 11 shots out of 33 tries. Power of the Paw a little bit better from three-point range. Free throws about even. Power of the Paw plus 8 on the glass.
A lot of missed shots, a lot of opportunities for rebounds. 2 quarters to get to play Team Hines in the finals. This is going to be exciting.
What do you look for here in the second half?
I think some sets in the beginning to get the shot you want. Transition's great, and we saw a ton of threes. Mason, we just saw made 3 of them, but not as many made threes, and there you go. Put that guy in the game. He'll make a shot for you. That's Chris Paul, coach of the team. But I think some sets to start, get what you want, where you want, and then see how the game develops.
That is the head coach of Team CP3. CP3 himself, Chris Paul. 9-time NBA All-Star. We talked to him in between games last night and asked him about coaching because he coaches AAU basketball in the summer. We asked him, do you want to do some coaching when your playing days are over? And he said, AAU ball, absolutely. TBT, yes. But he didn't hint anything about wanting to coach college or pro.
No, he said the rest of that stuff's crazy. I don't disagree with you, sir. I did it for 15 years in college.
That's why you're sitting next to me, right?
That's exactly right. Well, we didn't win enough. That's why I'm sitting next to you.
But you're undefeated over here.
I am at that. Very true.
On this bench, you're undefeated.
You know, I like what Power to Paul, as we see him coming out for quarter number 3. Grant's the big man, and they put a bunch of athletes around him. Not that he's not a good athlete, but he's just the big in the game. And there's only one of them. And there's 4 great athletes. He does his thing defensively as they stop her around the rim, and they just fly up and down the floor. They just hadn't hit enough shots yet. On the other side, you got Meeks and Roundtree for a couple bigs for Chris Paul's team, CP3.
Team CP3 ball to begin the third quarter. Winner of this game gets the number 1 seed in the regional final tomorrow afternoon.
2-3 zone by Power of the Paw to start. I'm sure CP3 wasn't ready for that. Tried to run a man set, obviously recognize the defense and do something different.
Meeks from the perimeter.
It's not the shot they wanted, but a little trickeration by Power of the Paw defensively.
Here's Gabe DeVoe. Had only 3 points in the first half. He had 28 last night in the win over Team 23. Spots up for 3. That rims out. Baldwin the rebound.
Really aggressive going to the rack.
Hairston thought about it.
Looks like Hairston's ankle's okay. You know, not showing any signs of what he tweaked it in that second quarter.
Hairston wide open for 3, and that's short. DeVoe skies high for the rebound for the Paw.
They pulled up some video of him in North Carolina. He made a lot of threes there. So it's not like this is something he hasn't done. There's a 2-3 zone this way for CP3.
Hammonds driving and blocking foul. Count the basket and one. The foul on Hairston, and Hammonds will have a chance at a three-point play.
Well, you might think he was set, but A.J. Desai pointed down to the ground, meaning you're inside the restricted area. Can't see it on that shot, but if your feet are in on or over that line, you're in the area, and it's a blocking foul. Watch, you can see his feet. Yeah, he's way inside the arc. That's a great call by A.J. Desai.
Gabe DeVoe was 9 for 9 at the foul line last night. Making Cliff Hammonds at the line. He has 5 points. Now make it 6. Power of the paw, 7 of 8 at the stripe. And the power of the paw has a 2-point lead.
Zone's over.
Hairston to Meeks. The two Tar Heels combine inside. Foul called on the paw. Meeks goes to the line for 2.
Little screen and bolt roll by the 2X Tar Heels. Meeks gets it, and his double team that just splits it and tries to power through. Doesn't make the shot, goes to the line for a couple. Kennedy Meeks played well in that first half, I thought. Had 9 points, had 8 boards.
And he played well last night. 15 points, 7 rebounds in the win over Tampa 2020. And the first free throw is good.
Undrafted after being a McDonald's All-American, Jordan Classic 2013, but has carved a nice niche for himself over in Japan. Played in the G League in 17 and got to the finals, and then went for the Bucks overseas. Don't blame me a bit.
1 of 2 for Meeks. Power of the paw ball leading by 1. Reed double teamed and a steal by team CP3. Mason, Roundtree had the ball stripped. Got it back. Hairston wide open for 3. Count it!
I'm telling you, the best 3 is when the ball's under the rim on an offensive board, or that time was a strip and a recover. Nice jump stop. Didn't walk by DeVoe.
Harrison answers with a 3 for the paw. That's his second basket, his first 3. 5 points for Harrison, and the paw reclaims the lead by 1.
I would much rather see made buckets than a lot of rebounds. I like it. Keep it going, guys.
Hairston, another 3. Got it!
Same spot, same result.
Back-to-back threes by Hairston. He has 9 points.
He's going to start remembering last night. That's the end he wanted at. Good thoughts in his head, and just made 2 in a row.
Hammonds 3. Misfires on that one. Mason the rebound for team CP3.
PJ Harrison, exact same spot. This time they're covering him.
Mason, that's his spot, and that's his shot. Knocks it down. His third field goal. He has 7 points.
They switched on that little screen and roll, and Jawai Grant did not go out to cover him, and he stuck one on him.
CP3 by 4. Harrison driving baseline, shoots over Meeks, can't get the roll. Rebound ripped away by Hairston for CP3. Here's Mason into Baldwin's hands. Back to Hairston at the top, a 3 again. No, this time it's short. Rebound by Reed. He's fouled by Baldwin.
Hey, you got to go to the hot hand. He hit 2 in a row. I don't blame him at all for taking another one. He's saying, my fault, guys, but you hit 2 in a row. Keep going. All because of Baldwin's aggressive drive opened up Hairston for the 3. Zone again. Interesting. Kennedy Meeks is not in the middle of the zone. PJ Hairston is. And now they're back to man.
And a whistle. And a foul. Away for the basketball.
Yeah, they got Dante Clark. You can't impede somebody's movement. They're trying to cut through the middle. Freedom of movement's been a point of emphasis for a couple years in basketball. You can't bump them like you used to be able to. And Dante Clark got called correctly for the foul.
Reed avoids the double team, tight ropes the baseline into Harrison's hands. He had the ball stripped away, taken away by Team CP3. 4 turnovers on the paw. Here's Mason. Meeks, quick turnaround on the baseline, can't score. Oh, he missed a bunny. Rebound by Hammonds. Here's Marquise Reed. Reed trapped and turns it over. Meeks up ahead of the pack. It goes to Baldwin. He'll drive in for the layup. Count the basket and one. And he'll head of the line for the free throw.
I love the aggressiveness of Deontay Baldwin. He's been doing it the whole basketball game. He knows there's a defender behind him. He kind of slows down a little bit, takes the body contact, and has the strength to finish for an and one. Nice play.
CP3's biggest lead of the game of 6. Fouls on Harrison, his second 7-0 run by Team CP3 to give itself a 6-point advantage, and now an 8-0 run to make it a 7-point game. And into the game, KJ James and Lou Stallworth as they come into the game for power of the paw.
Turning up the defense here, trying to put the killer blow on him here in quarter number 3.
Reed, fouled by either Meeks or Gladden. I think it's on Gladden. Here's Marquise Reed. Played 3 years at Clemson, but prior to that played 1 year for Robert Morris. Had over 2,000 career points in his college career. TheTournament.com is your place for all things TBT. Check out especially TBT's Week 2 regional competition from Wichita, Salt Lake City, Richmond, and Syracuse beginning this coming Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. And Reed
continues to make a ton of free throws like they did last night.
Has 16 points.
It's kind of a matchup zone.
Baldwin in traffic. Bounces out. Rebound offensively by Meeks, and he's fouled from behind by James, or maybe it's on Reed. I think it's on Reed.
Really good hands from the ex-Tar Heel there, Kennedy Meeks. Kind of tapped it and kept it, and then secured it with that second hand and got hammered. Big man with hands like that, he's almost got 10 boards with 9, is a great asset. The old Roberto Duran hands for a big man doesn't work when you can't catch the basketball. Hands of stone, Roberto Duran. There's the zone again. You can see pointing. Somebody's in your area covering. If they cut through, you go with them unless they're replaced. Got to move the ball faster than you move bodies, and you'll work against the zone.
Clark on the drive, and he puts it in.
Shouldn't happen. You blow by the first guy, there should be another defender waiting for you. There was not. Layup.
His first 2 points of the night. Team CP3 has a 7-point advantage, matching its biggest lead. Here's Hammonds in the corner. James wide open for the 3.
Drive and kick. That's what basketball's all about now.
Cuts it down to a 4-point game. Here's Meeks. He can hit that outside shot. Hit a 3 at the top in the first half. Mason. Clark. Driving baseline. Reverse layup. Blocked by the bottom of the rim. Saves it. In the hands of DeVoe, though, for the paw. Up ahead is James. He'll drive in for the jam.
Really smart play to look up the floor, and even smarter to throw it up the floor.
And the power of the paw cuts the lead down to 2. They're approaching 2.5 minutes remaining in the third.
Get out of his way. He's got a huge mismatch with who's guarding him. There it is.
Meeks
missed it.
Can't bank it in. Rebound out of bounds to the power of the paw. We get a timeout on the floor with 2:32 remaining in the third quarter. The power of the paw, KJ James in transition for the jam. The basketball tournament is brought to you by Puma. The sights and sounds from this huddle coming up, brought to you by Puma as well. Let's go inside the huddle.
Just along this play line, right? Get into the paint. Every time y'all rip the middle and get to the paint, something good happens. We either get a wide open shot, a floater, or something like that. Yeah, we want to punch it inside, but when we punch it inside, it ain't no defense in 3 seconds. So everybody loading up. You know what I mean? Keep breaking them down. Hey, so look. Who's on him?
And he referred to there ain't no defense in 3 seconds. It's not NBA rules. So they can load up inside when you get inside. What they're going to do is use Kennedy Meeks as a screen and try to get a high ball screen with a attack to the basket when they get the ball back.
DeVoe, the floater, no, tapped in by James.
Here's what they talked about. Kennedy Meeks will come up and set a high ball screen and either going to get an alley-oop or a kick to the right-hand corner for a layup.
Wright needs help, finds Gladden, goes inside and drops it in.
And they didn't run the play, they made a play.
And for the power of the paw, how about Gabe DeVoe? He's been quiet tonight, Nate. Only 3 points so far tonight. He had 28 last night.
And he got a quarter and plus to go, playing against the zone now. Got somebody in the short corner, it'll work if they get it to him.
Shot clock inside of 10. Here's Stallworth. 5 to shoot. Hammonds sees it, puts it up. Meeks clears the rebound for team CP3. Here's Wayman Wright. Mason had the hot hand in the first half, making a hunt rather. 9 points in the first half. 3 3-pointers made. Gladden, again, tough shot. Can't convert this time, and Hammonds the rebound. Here comes Marquise Reed.
A lot of orange shirts in that lane. They're not big, but they gang rebound. Nice pass.
DeVoe scores and ties the game at 48.
Stallworth, a little dish.
Clark needs help. He finds Wright. Wright along 2. Denton's on the back of the rim. Rebound controlled by Reed, and the power of the paw can take the lead on this trip. Reed pulls up for 3. Oh, it's way off, out of bounds. To power of the paw.
Good contest there on Marquise Reed's shot. I don't know if the contest made it that bad a shot, but it didn't come close. It's funny how you draw up a play in the timeout, and then when they get out there, nobody runs it. I mean, it just happens that way. They scored, so you can't say anything, but you took the whole timeout to set up a particular set, and they just didn't run it. They listen, but they do not hear sometimes.
Shot clock, game clock, virtually identical. Hairston stopped at the baseline. He finds Wright. 10 to shoot. Hunt with 5.
Great.
Backdoor to Clark. Lays it up. Can't finish, but he's fouled. He'll head to the line for 2 with 6.4 to go in the third.
Great back cut by Clark there when Hunt picked his dribble up. Just missed the layup. There he goes, right there. Nice back cut, gets hammered, and just can't finish. Marquise Reed overplaying the passing lane, and he did the right thing. Back cut it to the rim. The great Dean Smith, the signal was when you dribble at somebody, that's the time to go with the back cut from the top to the wing.
Clark hits the free throw. It's his 3rd point of the night. Dante Clark played at UMass for 3 years, Texas Southern for 1. Scored over 1,900 points in his 4-year collegiate career. That one's short. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Here comes Stallworth, ahead of Steen. Pull up 3 at the buzzer. Got it! At the end of the 3rd quarter. Beats the buzzer. Lou Stallworth, his 2nd basket, his first 3 of the night. He has 5 points, and power of the paw leads it by 2 at the end of 3. Lou Stallworth out of the Citadel rises, fires in the three at the end of three.
It's time.
Back in Greensboro, here is a breakdown of the team shares. If either of these teams wins this year's TBT, winning share will be sent with Cell. First, the power of the paw, the payout for the coaches on what they will receive should power of the paw win the TBT. And then you look at Team CP3, Nate, and poor Chris Paul, he gets nothing if his team wins.
Come on, man. That's not right. He's working hard as a coach. You got to pay. So he's been in the NBA for 14 years. He's made a few dollars. You got to give him something.
Hammonds starts the fourth, misfires on the three. Glad in the rebound for Team CP3. Here's Clark driving, hanging in the air. Ball knocked away, taken away by Hammonds. Turnover on Team CP3. Reed flies up the floor, misses the shot. Oh, they call an offensive foul on Marquise Reed.
Boy, Wright was in the right place. He took the blow. Watch this. He's back by himself on defense. One pace. Got to give it back to the guy who threw it to you, and you got a layup. He didn't charge. Do that drill every day in practice. Run down the floor and throw it back and forth 5 times down the court. He would have given it right back to him.
And a reminder, at the first dead ball, under 4 minutes to go, the game clock will shut off and we'll start the Elam ending here in about 4.5 minutes.
Layup for Hammonds there if you would have given it back to him. But on we go. No Kenny Meeks in the game. Much smaller team now for CP3. Gladden's the big man.
Hairston lost it, turned it over. Stallworth, 1-on-3, goes in anyway and got fouled on the way up by Hairston. That's Hairston's second, and Stallworth will head to the line for 2 shots.
C.J. Hairston vehemently disagrees with Ted Valentine. Let's see if he got the ball or he got the arm. Here comes Stallworth in there. No, he hit him on his left hand. That's why he lost the ball. Come on, PJ, you fouled him.
So Stallworth at the line had a great season this past year with the Citadel, one of only 3 NCAA players to average over 20 points, over 5 rebounds, and over 6 assists per game this past season, and shot as well as you can, 52% from the field this year.
We'll talk with the Citadel coaches, Kyle Combs in particular. He said that young man who wasn't a cadet, obviously as a grad student, was the most well-prepared and was a great leader as far as just what to eat, how to work, and he just taught the rest of the kids on that Citadel basketball team what it means to work hard to be better.
Hairston scores inside. He has 11. Here's Harrison, tries to answer with a 3. That's off the mark, and Hunt rips away the rebound for Team CP3. Here's Wright. Clark driving baseline, got fouled by Harrison, I believe, on the floor.
Yep, not on the shot.
Gabe DeVoe in for Harrison for the power of the paw. 4 new players come in for CP3. Power of the paw by 2. Roundtree, Meeks, this is Baldwin. And finds Mason. Roundtree in the corner, open 3, and down it goes. Timeout taken by Team CP3 as Team CP3 regains the lead by 1 with 7:22 to go.
You break this down very simply. When the drive happens, somebody has to help. That help comes from DeVoe, who happens to be guarding Roundtree, and he can't get there quick enough. If you don't get beat on the ball, DeVoe doesn't have to help. That shot doesn't happen. You get beat, that shot happens, and that shot might beat you.
We talked about how Team CP3 has a lot of players that played college ball in the state of North Carolina. PJ Hairston, Kennedy Meeks both played at North Carolina. The coach, Chris Paul, played at Wake Forest, and Aaron Roundtree right there, he played 3 years down the road at about 30 miles west on I-40 at Wake Forest for 3 years before transferring to play 1 year at Iona. Paw ball down one. Here's Hammonds on the drive. Can't finish. Tapped up and missed by James. Rebound by Mason. Mason, nifty step inside and scores.
I'm telling you, you want to be a great guard, you got to learn to play the game changing speeds. That's exactly what Mason did to get a layup there. Full speed's good, but you got to change speeds to be better.
3-point lead for Team CP3. DeVoe against Hairston. Thought about the three. Drives inside. Draws contact. Missed the shot. Fouled. He'll go to the line for two. Here's the last basket by Team CP3.
Change speeds right there. You hesitate for a split second. The defense relaxes and then you blow by them. That's what makes a great drive by Mason right there. Hard to do, but it's very effective.
So Gabe DeVoe at the line. 9 for 9 at the free throw line last night.
Let me tell you something. Right in front of us, P.J. Harrison and Ted Valentine. Well, Ted Valentine's listening. P.J. Harrison's talking, and Ted Valentine says, "You better leave me alone, because he will tee you up in a heartbeat, P.J." I guarantee you caught a lot of your games in North Carolina. You got to know that. A technical foul is not what CP3 needs right now. And stop the presses. Gabe DeVoe missed a free throw.
Just 5 points tonight. Had 28 last night. 1 for 2.
I love that microphone that's right behind that net. Hear that swish sound. There's only one better sound than that. That's a 30-foot birdie hits the bottom of the cup. That's a great sound. It's my second favorite.
Mason all the way. Got blocked. Fouled, though, by, I believe, either DeVoe or Grant. And they call it on Jere Grant. He was in the circle.
You gotta love the way Mason plays the basketball game. I mean, he went in there as hard as he could go. Got fouled or not got fouled, he was getting to the rim. He got fouled and he still got to the rim and took a tumble afterwards, but getting in the line for a couple of them.
So Nate Mason will go to the line, played 4 years at Minnesota. Had 17 points in the win last night over Tampa 2020. And the first free throw is good. First round and early round action continues and resumes next weekend on ESPN3 and ESPN from Salt Lake City, Wichita, Syracuse, and Richmond. 4 more regional sites for TBT 2019.
First round games getting closer to Chicago. Got to win to get there.
2 points for Mason, 11 points on the night. CP3 leads by 4. Grant lays it in, count the basket and one.
What a nice move by Hammonds to get in a position where he could make that pass. Little hook around pass, and then Grant knew Meeks was there and got away from him with a little jump hook. If you're a big man, that is an unstoppable shot. The only way to stop it is what happened there. You got to foul the man, because the distance between your shoulders gives you separation from the defensive player.
Just 1 point for Grant in the last night's win over Team 23. 7 points tonight, make it 8. Those are his first points since the intermission. 1 point game approaching 6 minutes to go. And about 2 minutes away from the start of the Elam ending. Baldwin's three, no. Put back, up and in by Roundtree.
Standing that right arm up over Gabe DeVoe and just tipped it in. Good job by big man Meeks that hedge on that screen.
Out of bounds, it stays with power of the palm.
Big man. Baldwin. I don't don't know if his foot was on line, but Roundtree goes up and touches it. Nobody covered him, put it up. Good job by Roundtree to get to the offensive glass. It is a tough cover for Roundtree on DeVoe.
10 to shoot. DeVoe against Roundtree. Roundtree lets him go inside. Shot blocked. It's out of bounds. It stays with power of the paw with 4 to shoot.
Roundtree shaking his head. You can't score me. A little early for that, in my opinion, sir. He did that in the last couple possessions, not with 5 and change to go. Dave DeVoe will hurt you.
And a steal by Hairston. One-on-one against Stallworth. Hairston lays it up and in.
Nothing wrong with that ankle. A lot of one-on-one happening for Power to Paul right now.
13 points for Hairston. Here's a loose ball. Goes out of bounds. It stays with power of the paw. 16 to shoot. Approaching 5 minutes to go. And Team CP3 leads by 5 points.
When they're doing this isolation stuff, the off defenders can shoot the gap as they did right there and try to get a steal. If everybody's moving, you can't do that. If you do, you get burned. So this isolation, I think, is hurting Power of the Paw because Team CP3 is running through some passes, as we saw. Harrison did it and got a layup, and they just tried to do it there, just knocked it out of bounds. There's nobody else moving on the floor for Power of the Paw. Defense is set, defense is easy.
Shot clock winding down, and DeVoe cans a deep three. His second 3 of the game. He has 9 points, 6 of the 9 since the halftime break, and cuts the lead down to 2.
Unless you just chuck it over the whole defense like that.
And we're about 30 seconds away or so from the start of the Elam ending. Shot clock inside of 10. Baldwin against Hammonds. Goes inside against Hammonds. Up top to Roundtree. 2 to shoot. Hairston puts it up. Puts it in at the shot clock buzzer. Timeout taken.
You cannot have a better possession than this. Watch the basket and watch the light on top. Roundtree likes the assist, but they like the basket better. That ball went through the net as the shot clock expired. Good stuff.
So timeout taken by Power of the Paw. It still has 3 timeouts remaining. CP3 has 1.
Alright, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, go under 4. Under 4 minutes.
Chris Paul wants to call another timeout the minute it gets under 4, but he was just reminded they just used one. He's going to foul him instead to get to the Elam end. If they get with the ball, Power of the Paw has the ball under 4 minutes, CP3 is going to foul him. They got to get it under 4.
Shot for 3 by Reed. That's off the mark. Clark skies high for the rebound for Team CP3. And Team CP3 calls a timeout to set up the Elam ending.
That's exactly what they wanted. They wanted the foul to stop it, to create the same thing. They got even better. They got a missed shot in the possession. There it goes.
So they'll add 8 points to Team CP3's score to set the target score. The Elam ending coming up next. First team to 73 wins the game here tonight.
Discover.
Time now for the Elam ending. First dead ball, under 4 minutes to go. They shut off the game clock. The shot clock still remains in effect. They set the target score by adding 8 points to the leading team's score. That would be 65 points for Team CP3. They add 8, set the target score to 73. And the first team to score 73 points in this game is the winner. Plays tomorrow afternoon in the regional title game. So the game clock is off, shot clock still in effect. Team CP3, 8 points from the win. Here's Mason. Tip try missed by Meeks. Here's Baldwin inside. He can't convert. Rebound Grant for power of the paw. Here comes the paw up the floor with Marquise Reed. And it poked away and a foul called on Team CP3.
They got Mason on the foul from behind. No shot. Watch Mason come from behind. That was close. Got the ball. Did he get the arm too?
Only the 4th team foul, so not a shooting foul yet. Here's Grant. He finds Hammonds. Grant, long perimeter shot, goes down from the big fella. His 10th point of the game. With a long 2. And it's a 3-point game. Mason, Meeks. Here's Hairston, his fellow former Tar Heel buddy.
If Hairston gets an open 3, it's a mistake because they know that's what he does.
Hairston, high arcing 3 again. This time it's off the mark. Rebound, Stallworth has it for power of the paw.
It's good contest by Hammonds. He didn't give him an open shot.
And a foul on Kennedy Meeks. Ted Valentine right all over it. Calls the foul on Meeks, and that's 2 shots coming up for power of the paw. It's the 5th team foul, so bonus free throws coming up for the paw. Stallworth at the line, played at 3 different colleges, 1 year at UTEP, 2 years at Texas Rio Grande Valley, and 1 year at the Citadel. He has 8 points, 6 of the 8 since the halftime break. Makes it a 1-point game. First team to 73 wins. Mason, tough fadeaway shot. Rims out, Meeks has the rebound. Offensive rebound, shot clock resets to 20. Mason, Euro step, the floater goes in.
Cliff Hammonds played some really good defense that time, and Mason just was a little better on the offense. That was nice.
CP3 just 6 points away from the win. Timeout taken by Brian Judsky and the power of the paw.
It's interesting that
Know it. Inbound. Right here. I want this exchange. Let's do a game Marquise exchange here and flare. Let's get a layup or a 3. Layup or the 3. Either one. Whatever is open. Okay. Cliff got it in bounds. Hit Dre. I'm gonna be low. Okay. You'll be low. You guys read each other. Read the defense.
The weak side help.
Stop and push. Stop and push.
Coach Judsky's going to play a little 2-man game here with a screen and then a flare. They'll take the inside or they'll take the 3. Be interesting to see how Team CP3 plays defensively. If they switch, the flare won't work. If they don't switch, the flare will work.
3-point game. Paw trailing with the ball.
Coach Judsky went nuts because they just didn't run the set properly. Now you got to make a play. Don't run the play, make a play.
Stallworth can't convert on the layup inside. Rebound by Team CP3. Mason, a long 3. Put back up and in by Meeks.
Wow, Grant was around the free throw line and Kennedy Meeks was under the basket, and he's probably a foot taller than anybody else there. Easy tip.
Here's Hammonds driving, left-handed layup is good. Team CP3 with the ball, just 4 points away from the win. Mason against Stallworth. Here's Baldwin. Mason traveling.
Who's Stallworth got in his way? I don't know about the travel here. Let's see. No, if he would have shot the ball, that's a legal shot. I don't agree with that call. Stallworth bumped him. Whether it's a foul or not, I don't know. But did you see walking? I didn't.
I saw 1-2. That's all I saw.
Exactly.
Reed. A little knocked away. Got it back. Forces one up and misses everything. It's out of bounds to CP3.
I don't know why he shot it that quick. He lost the ball and recovered it. Fine. Just keep playing. Maybe he thought a whistle was coming.
Still just a 3-point lead for Team CP3. Just 4 points away from the win is Chris Paul's club. Hairston drives inside. No, put in by Meeks.
Back-to-back tips by the big man. Great play around the rim. Can't coach 6'10".
And now Team CP3 just 2 points away from the win, and a timeout taken, a 30-second timeout taken by Brian Jutsky and the power of the paw.
Big man, you want to be a great player, get around the rim, get on the weak side. Watch this drive. Weak side, he's right there. Most misses come to the weak side. Kennedy Meeks, absolutely perfect position to tip it back in.
Last night, 15 points and 7 rebounds. Tonight, a double-double, 14 points, 15 boards for the former North Carolina Tar Heel.
Easy to say get to the weak side. Hard to get there. That's a big man running a long distance, but he got there and he tipped it in.
Kennedy Meeks looks like he's slimmed down since his college days, considerably.
Still got that dream, I'm sure. We said he was on some G League teams, went over to Japan as well. You never know who's watching. I'm telling you, never know who's watching.
Power of the paw needs points and stops. Down 5, 15 to shoot. Hammonds in the corner, Stallworth, 10 to shoot, Stallworth. Reed, a long 3, left it short. Rebound Mason, and now Team CP3 can win it on this possession. Mason in the lane, tough shot, no! Rebound by Hammonds for the paw, and the paw stays alive.
Kennedy Meeks wasn't there because he overran the play, was under the baseline.
DeVoe scores! Power of the paw, 5 points away from the wins. Team CP3 just 2 points away. They can win it right here on this trip again. Mason against Reed. 10 to shoot for Baldwin.
Great spacing on offense.
Baldwin on the drive, leans inside, blocked. Oh, they call a foul on power of the paw. And Baldwin can win it at the line with 2 shots.
When you spread the offense out that much, you have driving lanes. Baldwin had one and took advantage of it. Mr. Mason, pay attention. That's a Hall of Famer in the future, I believe, talking to you.
At this regional, we've had 2 games decided at the foul line for the Elam ending. This could be our 3rd game in a row. And the first one is good. Timeout taken by Brian Judsky and the power of the paw.
You got it, you might as well take it. I mean, you don't want to go in the locker room with it if he makes the next one. Try all you can try to distract him.
He's gonna miss. I know he's gonna miss. Let's go right in the ball screen, back screen. Gabe, want you right here. Flip, dribble him out here. Watch this, set a back screen there. Who's my other post guy? Actually, Marquise. Why don't you pin him down and then pop? Okay? running back screen. Dribble to the side. Dave, you're here. Dribble to this side. Drain. He's going to back screen you. Okay? Marquise just hang this elbow. Pin him down. Pop it. Let's get something. He's going to miss this. He's going to miss this. Let's go right into it. Finish. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
He thinks he's going to miss it.
Well, you got to believe that, and you got to tell them that. Whether you believe it or not, it's not what you believe, it's what they believe. You're not scoring any points. You got to tell them that. Because the thing that'll kill you right now is an offensive rebound tip. That'd be a tough way to lose it.
If Baldwin hits the free throw, Team CP3 wins the game.
If you ever sealed out on the line, you better do it now if you're power to Paul.
This is for the win. And he got it. That's your ball game. Deontay Baldwin with the clutch free throw shots. Hits the target score of 73. And the game is over, and Team CP3 advances to tomorrow's regional championship game against number 1 seed Team Hines. Team CP3 wins it tonight over the power of the paw, 73-68.
Baldwin got the free throws, but I'm telling you, Kennedy Meeks' 2 tips were the determining factor, I think, late in this game. 2 amazing tips for 4 points down the stretch for the big man.
Here is the updated bracket for the Greensboro Regional. It's chalk to the title game. 1 seed, Team Hines. 2 seed, Team CP3. Tip off at 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow right here on ESPN3 here in Greensboro, North Carolina. As Kennedy Meeks will join us at the broadcast table to talk about his game and the team win here tonight. As Team CP3 places its name at the winner's circle on the bracket. As Kennedy Meeks joins us here at the broadcast table. Kennedy, congratulations on the win. Nice game by you and your team tonight. Let's talk about your performance. 14 points, 15 rebounds, couple of critical tip-in baskets late in the game. How did you think you were able to play tonight so well?
Well, I kind of struggled with putting the ball in the basket tonight. I think my main objective was just to be there for my team at the end. They started to take me out, but I told them to leave me in. I thought I had some good looks as far as getting offensive rebound, and it just fell on my hands, and I was blessed enough to hit the shots.
How many times in college did you hear say, get to the weak side, that's where the miss is going, you can tip it in? You had 2 big ones.
All the time, man. You know Coach Williams preaches that all the time. So
It was
an exciting game for us. I think that the coaches did a great job of drawing up great defense and great offense, and we executed. So.
Slow start yesterday in the game against Tampa 2020. Had to bounce back, win the game with P.J. Hairston heroics. Tonight, had your ups and downs as a team. How was this team able to find a way to win again tonight and advance to tomorrow's game? Championship game?
You realize that your team is not together as long as you would like. So it's all about coming together in the time that you have, and we do a great job of that. This morning we had shoot around, and I think we really went over the things that we wanted to take care of in today's game because those 2 guys were hot yesterday with 62 points. So we just tried to contain those guys as the best way we could and take care of the rest, which was the rebounding and getting out in transition.
Now, I know this is tough for you. How tough is it to listen to a Wake Forest guy tell you what to do?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely tough. I always joke around with him. You know how that goes.
Good job. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. Kennedy Meeks from Team CP3 joining us here at the broadcast table as Team CP3 wins it 73-68. Our final score from Greensboro, Team CP3 73, Power of the Paw 68. Our next telecast is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, the regional championship game here in Greensboro as number 1 seed Team Hines takes on 2 seed Team CP3. For Nate Ross and our entire crew, Brock Bowling saying so long. Thanks for watching the TBT.